For decades, South Asian security operated under a specific gray zone strategy. The military apparatus in Islamabad would train and deploy proxy militant groups while claiming total plausible deniability as a separate state entity. New Delhi historically met these provocations with strategic restraint. They relied on diplomatic pressure and international dossiers, seeking global condemnation to curb the violence. That historical baseline evaporated following a brutal terror attack in the Palagan Valley, which targeted Indian civilians and tourists. In a decisive departure from the past, the Indian government collapsed the artificial firewall between the proxy actors and the state that directs them. They began treating the attack as a state-sanctioned act of war. This shift birthed the doctrine of offensive defense. New Delhi centered this strategy on enforcing deterrence through punishment, prioritizing precision kinetic power over the pursuit of territorial gain. In the early hours of May 7, 2025, India launched Operation Sindoor, a composite air package led by the Rafale multi-role fighter seen here, crossed into hostile airspace for a series of high-impact strikes. This map shows the intelligence-led nature of the mission. Using Scalp and BrahMos missiles, the Air Force struck militant enclaves in Bahalpur, Muridke, and Skardu, nodes located deep within the adversary's territory. These were surgical engagements. The strikes neutralized over 100 militant leaders, including senior figures from Jaish-e-Mohammed, while explicitly avoiding civilian infrastructure and collateral damage. Tensions escalated into an aerial dogfight later that night. While both sides lost air assets, India's rapid search and rescue protocols and advanced electronic countermeasures kept its operational morale and credibility intact. Throughout the engagement, Indian pilots adhered to strict rules of engagement that prohibited initiating attacks on enemy aircraft. By accepting this operational risk, India demonstrated that its intent was a calibrated reprisal, successfully preventing a broader escalation spiral. On May 8th and 9th, the adversary attempted to climb the escalation ladder. They launched retaliatory missile strikes and deployed Turkish combat drones to test the Indian border. This diagram illustrates India's integrated air defense network. The Akash-2 system coordinated a layered shield of Akash SAMs and L-70 guns to neutralize incoming threats. Significantly, an S-400 battery neutralized a Pakistani Saab 2000 early warning system exactly 315 kilometers away. Verified post-strike data also confirmed the destruction of JF-17 and F-16 fighters, proving the physical superiority of the defensive hardware deployed during these 2 days. This defensive success showcased a system capable of neutralizing airborne threats at extreme ranges. By establishing this automated shield, India secured the ability to blunt enemy retaliation and deny the adversary any chance at escalation dominance. The finale of the operation began in the pre-dawn hours of May 10th. India conducted massive standoff strikes on 11 different Pakistani air bases using the BrahMos cruise missile seen here. The missiles targeted runways, destroyed aircraft hangars, and Chinese-made air defense systems. This strategic decapacitation paralyzed the adversary's sortie capability, grounding their squadrons and preventing any hope of a second wave. While the kinetic strikes continued, New Delhi executed its boldest non-military move, placing the Indus Waters Treaty in advance. This move weaponized hydrology as an asymmetric lever. By threatening the suspension of water flows, India exerted agricultural and economic pressure on the Pakistani heartland without firing a single shot. The combination of air-based decapacitation and economic warfare effectively choked the adversary's ability to sustain a prolonged conflict, bringing the 96-hour operation to a close. Operation Sindoor served as a technology demonstration for the world. It validated the strength of India's domestic industrial capacity, proving that its homegrown systems could perform with high precision under fire. The operation also exposed the limits of the adversary's posture. It showed a proxy force entirely dependent on export-grade aircraft and systems that failed to detect or deter the Indian strikes. Strategically, India achieved its punitive objectives with speed. It successfully inflicted massive costs on the sponsor of the Pahalgam attack without becoming trapped in a protracted or costly quagmire. India has drawn a new line in blood and steel. The message to the region is now clear. There are no safe havens for proxy actors, and every provocation will invite a disproportionate response. By replacing reactive diplomacy with offensive defense, India has set a sophisticated template for modern conflict. New Delhi now leads with strength and clarity, ensuring that every attack is met with a calculated, devastating accountability.